I put the sensor in my bathroom because I hate stumbling around in there just to take a piss. It was simple to install, and for the first few nights it worked like a charm. No more shambling into the bathroom and stubbing my toe on the cabinet, or aiming at the vague shape of the bowl and end up pissing on the rim and making a mess. Everything worked out great. I showed visiting friends, and though they laughed at first, they had to admit it was a good idea. My best friend's girlfriend joked that if there was some way to have a motion-activated toilet seat lid to raise and lower the seat, it would be the perfect bathroom. We all laughed over that. Then it happened for the first time. I was laying in bed, alone in the apartment, my bedroom door open, facing the darkened bathroom when the light came on. It woke me up. I blinked blaringly at the light, trying to understand what was going on deep in my sleepy brain. The light went back out. I laid down and went back to sleep, and by the time I got up the next morning, I passed it off as a bad dream. I got up, went to the bathroom, took a shower and shaved and got ready to go to work. I forgot all about it. I worked, spoke to friends, made plans for the weekend, came home, fixed a little supper, talked to my friends on the phone, watched a movie, and after the evening news, I got up and began to get ready for bed. As I stood in front of my mirror, I felt this odd sensation. This sensation of not being alone in my small bathroom in my small apartment. I'm alone, for Christ's sake. I looked around, looking behind the shower curtain, looking behind the open bathroom door, even checking the tiny cabinet under the sink. Finally, I felt silly about it and I walked out of the bathroom and went across a minuscule hallway to my bedroom. I sat down on my bed and got in, set my alarm, and punched my pillow a few times and settled. Finally, my eyes closing. I could see the light go on behind my eyelids, and I sat up, opening my eyes. There it was. The light was on. How the fuck did it come on? I'm alone in my... maybe not. I remember that movie, The Lodger, about the guy who lived in the attic of the family's house, and then they realise they aren't alone. I had searched my bathroom, but I hadn't searched my apartment. I got up and went first to my closet. I slapped my hand on the light and the messy closet came into view. I rifled some of the hanging clothes. I grabbed an umbrella and poked it through to make sure there was no one lurking. When I was satisfied there was no one there, I turned out the light and closed the door. I saw the bed. I squatted down, the umbrella still in my hand, and I tried to look under the bed. I couldn't really see under. I remember when I was a kid how scared I was of the underneath of the bed. I always kept under the bed clear, so I would not have to worry. I would know there was nothing under the bed. Finally, there was nothing I could do. I got on my hands and knees, my umbrella still in my hand, held like a weapon and leaned in. Nothing. I stood up and turned towards the bathroom. The light was still on. I went to the doorway of my room, gave a quick look behind the door, and looked into the bathroom. There didn't seem to be anyone there. I stepped across the hall and into the bathroom. I took the umbrella and slid back the plain white shower curtain. Nothing but the shower head and the shampoo bottles. I looked around the door. Nothing again. I stepped over to the sensor itself. It seemed to be fine. I shook my head. As I stepped out of the bathroom, the light went out. It took me a while to get back to sleep. I kept expecting the light to come back on. Finally, I did get back to sleep. I woke with the annoying sound of my alarm and got up. I headed for the bathroom and hesitated. Suddenly, I didn't want to be in there. I looked all around the bathroom and I stepped in. The light came on. I hurried and peed. I went to the shower and was about to turn on the shower to let the water heat up, but I decided I didn't want to be in the shower in this bathroom today. A quick sniff told me I would be okay. It wasn't like I was a construction worker. I could take a shower this evening, after this weird feeling had left me. I ran a sink full of warm water, shaved, let the water out and brushed my teeth and went out to get dressed. At work, I told a friend what was going on. He sort of chuckled that it was likely a mouse or maybe I have big bugs in my bath, crawling on my motion detector. They regaled me with tales of roaches big enough to carry off small children in apartments they had occupied as students. I had never seen any vermin in my little place, so I threw off that possibility. When I returned home, I hesitated at my apartment door. I didn't want to go in. I stood there, a model of indecision, and after some seconds that felt like minutes, I slid the key into the lock and stepped in. The apartment felt strange. I stood in the middle of my apartment. On the left was my tiny kitchen and fridge, and stove and minuscule sink and countertop. On the right was my couch that was really too big, and my coffee table crowded with my remote control and my game controller. Against the front wall was my big TV, my one extravagance, accompanied by my Xbox and a handful of games. There was a tiny hall that separated my bedroom from my bathroom. I forced my feet to move from the living room to the mouth of the little hallway. I looked into my room. My clothes from last night lay on the floor. My bed was unmade, which was something I never did, and I could see the umbrella I had wielded as a weapon. Evidence that what happened last night was not just a dream. I turned my head, and there was my bathroom. It was dark. I knew all I had to do was step into the bathroom and it would light up. I stood there for a long time and finally, fuck, what the hell was I afraid of? I took a breath and stepped in and the light came on, just as it was supposed to. I let out the breath and then laughed. The sound of my laugh was strange, off-putting, like the laugh of a person who was a little unstable. I swept my shower curtain away. There still, the shampoo bottle and the shower head. Just as they had been when I looked last night. On my sink was my razor, the soap and the washcloth. I nearly leapt out of my skin when my phone rang. I pulled it out of my pocket. It was Mike from work. Everything okay? No one having a party in your toilet? My mother would have had a fit to hear him call the bathroom a toilet. A toilet was a public-used place. A bathroom was a personal space in your home. No parties, no bugs, no mice, I confirmed. Shelley just wanted me to call to check on you, he said. I'm fine, I said. Let me know if you have trouble, he said. Talk to you later. I hung up my phone. I looked around the well-lit bathroom and went out. The light went out behind me. It took longer for me to decide to go to bed. I watched TV as I ate my dinner, washed up a few dishes, watched a bit of the news, played one of my games, and finally looked up. It was well past midnight. which would make it hard for me to wake up in the morning. I turned off the TV and decided to leave the living room lamp on. I never did that, but tonight I did. I went to the bathroom. The light came on as I entered the room and I brushed my teeth, peed and went into my bedroom. I picked up my clothes and put them in the basket and undressed to my underwear. I put my clothes in the basket. I would shower in the morning. I got into my messy blankets and checked my clock and laid down. I was tired, but I couldn't sleep. I lay there on my back and looked at the ceiling. I turned over, my back to the door, but a weird creeping feeling would not let me rest. I turned back over on my back and looked at the ceiling again. Finally, I turned on my side facing the door and felt myself drift off to sleep. I woke. I don't know how long I'd been asleep, but I knew the instant the light came on in the bathroom. I raised my head and blinked at the light. I sat up and reached for the umbrella. It wasn't there. I swear I'd seen it when I came home this evening. I looked around the room. It wasn't there. I slid from the bed and leaned over to check under it. It wasn't under there. In fact, nothing was, except for the shaft of light from the bathroom. I was mad now. I was tired of this little joke. I strode across the room and to the bathroom. I saw the sensor and yanked it off the wall, the adhesive stripping away some of the paint. The light went out, and I headed back to my bed with the sensor in my hand. I threw the little square of plastic on my dresser and got back into bed and pulled the blankets around my shoulders, and I went back to sleep. The light came back on. What the fuck? I jumped up and went to the bathroom. I stepped in and looked around, yelling for whoever it was to come out. I violently slung the shower curtain back and there was nothing there, just those damn shampoo bottles and the damn shower head. Fuck. Alright, asshole, come out. Come out and let me see you. Come out, you fuck. It's just so unlike him not to be at work, said Shelley. Mike nodded at the landlord as he slid his master key into the lock and opened the door. He opened the door and motioned for Mike and Shelley to come in. Nothing seemed out of place. It was quiet. Mike walked over to the bathroom and stepped in. The light didn't come on. Hey, the light didn't come on, he said. You have to flip the switch, said the landlord. No, my friend installed a sensor, he stopped. Where the sensor had been was just a darkish spot where the paint had come away. Well, maybe he went to stay somewhere else, said Shelley. Maybe.